boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm ForceWare and welcome to BenchART. So for today, what I have in here is Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, a game developed by PES Productions, and they are using the Fox engine, the same engine behind the previous Pro Evolution Soccer games, as well as Metal Gear Solid 5. So today we are here to test the GT 740M, which is pretty much equivalent to a GT 920M or the GT 825M. I'm using the absolutely minimum settings, so I'm running the game at 720p using the low settings and using 50% of resolution scaling, which makes the game to look horrible. If you look to the minimum requirements, they say that the minimum it is a desktop GTX 670, so we are clearly fully below the minimum requirements, because the GTX 670 completely beats, sorry for the word, the shit out of our graphic cards in here. So even with those settings, I got an average of 38 with 1% of 8 frames per second, but we need to investigate this a little bit more carefully. As you can see, during the entrance of the players and the stadium overview, the frame rate was under 10 frames per second, so it was a single digit frame. During those camera pan overviews over the stadium and some replays when you view more of the stadium, the frame rate really goes down, but during gameplay your experience will be pretty much between the 30 to 40 frames per second. Unfortunately, there are drops here and there below the 30. So is this my recommendation to play Pro Evolution? No, honestly not. Pro Evolution Soccer as well as FIFA, it is a game where you should stay at 60 frames per second. You can still play if you get something in between, but it won't look as smooth as you would expect. Now imagine playing at 30 frames per second and having drops, so it's even worse. If you played Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, or I mean 2020, you surely will play this one, because what happens really is that Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, it is not exactly a new game, alright? And that's what makes me happy about it. I will carefully explain a little bit about that, but for now, what I want to make clear is that if you play the latest title from the previous year, the Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, this will get exactly the same experience, alright? If you didn't play, well, your experience won't be great. Alright, that's what you should know about it. That's why I decided to give you these results, to make you understand what you can expect if you buy Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 or 2021. Alright, so this is the type of frame rate that you will get, and honestly I can't recommend you. First of all, because of the frame rate, and second, because of the resolution scaling and resolution and settings that you are using. It is going full potato in here, whatever it is the frame rate or whatever it is the graphics. So let's talk now a little bit more about the game, because I'm at least kind of happy with this year release of Pro Evolution Soccer 2021. So let's go. Despite Konami provide me the copy for this game, this is quite unusual, but thank you, honestly. Despite they provided me the copy, I don't care if I'm going to say bad things or good things. I have nothing to lose, in my opinion. But honestly, what I really want to tell about it is that Konami did something great this year, and they kind of releases not a new game, but an update, alright? And that's the good thing about it, because every year, every people knows this. Every year there is a new FIFA. Every year there is a new Pro Evolution Soccer, and the improvements they make each year, they are actually very small. Yes, they change the menus, they put a new background music there, a ton of them, like 20 musics, they license tons of musics, they spend tons of money on licensing musics, changing the menus, and updating the faces and the hairstyles of the players, as well as where they are now. So they update all this kind of stuff, and they make slight changes to the gameplay, so they barely improve each year every game, and all of this for the price of a new game. So every year people are buying their sports games for 60 bucks, containing nothing more, nothing less than small improvements and updated stuff. So what Konami did this year, And I think that this is excellent, and all games should start to do this. It is Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 was released last year, and instead of Konami decided to release a new game, like it did happen all the time before, they decided to release kind of a standalone DLC. So what happens really is that if you are the owner of Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, you can buy Pro Evolution Soccer 2021 by the price of something like 23 euros on Steam, which is completely cheap. And you might ask why it is so cheap? Because it is not a new game, it's an update. It's a paid update. It's like a DLC that you buy that contains revamped menus. Oh, awesome. No, not really, but okay. They contain the players fully updated. I think they even license new teams. I'm not really sure about this one, but yeah. So basically what they have done is that they clearly said to you that we don't have a new game, we just updated all the players, we updated the menu so that the things can keep fresh, and we have new teams over here because we managed to do some licensing, and that's it. That's what you get, but the price, it is very small. So I think this is a huge step in the right direction, in my opinion, because it is awesome. And also, if you are not the owner of if you are not an owner of the Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, but you want to buy Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, since I told you that this is some sort of DLC, you don't need to buy Pro Evolution Soccer 2020. You just need to buy Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, which will cost you 30 bucks, which is half of the price of a new game. So you might be asking why they are doing this. I mean, they could be gaining money anyway if they sold the copy at full price, because people continues to buy anyway. So the thing is, I do understand what Konami is trying to do. I'm not really sure how it is Konami fighting FIFA recently. I'm not really into sports games, but I always felt that FIFA had kind of an upper hand in licensing and probably more players than Pro Evolution. I'm not really so sure about this, so I'm just guessing that FIFA is probably doing better than Pro Evolution in sales, and Konami might want to try to pull some people into that game, and this is a very nice way of doing it, in my opinion, because it allows people to see, okay, so why I'm going to spend $60 each year when I can spend $60 in Pro Evolution Soccer and then buy updates by 23 euros, so it's much more cheap in comparison. Yeah, that's fine. That's one way to earn some new players into the game, because it's cheaper and it feels more honest, really, because FIFA will continue to release every year a new game, and every year the game will look the same anyway, or barely any new features, as you know. But I really think that the reason behind this, it is really because Konami wants to build a game that will be different. They want to distance themselves from this specific game, because a next generation is coming and they need to revamp tons of stuff for the next consoles, because, you know, this type of game sells more on consoles than on PC, so this is their main target. It is consoles. So PS5 and Xbox Series, they will be coming out with a much better hardware, and they need to upgrade their Fox engine, or they need to license any other engine, or they need to build a new engine. I don't know what the hell they are doing, but they are trying to get as much time as they can to create something great. I don't know, to at least have the time to create tons of features for their new game. So that can be something really flashy, you know. And I believe that's probably the reason, because doing this, they actually had 2 years to develop a new game, while FIFA, for example, they have 1 year to develop a new game. So having much more time, it will really help the development of Pro Evolution. It doesn't mean that the game is going to be great or better than FIFA or anything like it. It's not that I'm trying to say, but one thing it is for sure, Konami will have much more time to spare to evolve their game for the next generation than FIFA does. Alright, so that's just my opinion about it. I'm just very happy to see that at least they were honest this time around. They sold you an update for Pro Evolution 2020, which is exactly what I feel that every sports game does every year, but instead of they say that it is an update, it is a full new game for 60 bucks. So I'm very happy that Konami have done this. I'm not really sure if they are going to repeat this next year or not. I'm not really sure. We will see how industry goes, but I really enjoyed this move from Konami. And again, thank you a lot for the key. Alright guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, which is exactly the same game as Pro Evolution 2020. The performance it is the same, alright? It's just they updated the game, and I think it was important to talk about it. Alright guys, again, thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
And here's Coutinho. Now it's Griezmann! Just a fraction high.
That's just plain unlucky. There were many, me included, who thought that was going in.
And it's Griezmann. Messi gets on the end of it. Oh, that is, tries a shot! Goal! Barcelona are back in business. Leno reacted well to the initial effort, but couldn't get it right out of the danger area.
I doubt he'll score too many, which come easier than that, Peter, but just look at his movement. He knew instinctively that the keeper would struggle to hold on to it.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
Look, Peter, I was on the fence before a ball was kicked, and I still haven't moved.
Tierney drives it forward. He's not going to get that. Oh, well defended, that had to be done. And that has been clubbed away. Aubameyang. Aubameyang gets up to head it! That's a real chance missed.
It's a very watchable game, isn't it? Any goal from here could well be the winner.
Brushed off the ball there. Ceballos. Aubameyang. And has a pop! Oh, should have put that away. Now it's Philippe Coutinho. He's had a shot! Goal! Barcelona! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Given such an open invitation, he was always going to shoot.
Yeah, and all engineered, Peter, by some smart running and movement. That's already something to admire, but how about the pass? Just wonderful. Loved it.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
Yeah, he's run himself into the ground, hasn't he? And it's good to see that the crowd appreciate his efforts, because he has put in a real honest shift.
Arsenal have a free kick.
And he's going to have his name taken.
Now it's Lacazette. El Neni tries lifting it over.
Arsenal need to give it everything they have, kitchen sink included.
Messi.
Has a hit! It's there! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike.
Simplicity itself.
Yeah, I really can't say enough as to how good the final ball was. It took the defence out of the equation for that split moment, and the damage was all done.
The changes then in quick succession.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious as to who was going to be taken off. His energy levels began to sag, and he was never going to last until the final whistle.
2 up and very little time left. Surely this is it.
Yeah, looks very much like the final nail in the coffin for me, I have to say.
Philippe Coutinho. And that's that. What a match, what a comeback. That is how to respond to adversity.